Welcome back to ShopDog-Garage. It is still cold out. Old ShopDog showing me the way. Surprised he didn't stop to pee on some snow. He will though, you know it. Now I am dying to know if this leaks. So let's go find out real quick. I did put a pan under it. You know, the area, because the area I'm worried about is where all those connectors are. I'm not worried about all the hoses. So, is the pan full? Oh no, the pan has something in it. Something up here leaks. Okay. Not that high. Not there. Ah! Leaks right here at the pump. Oh no, that means all of that's got to come out. There's no way I'm getting a wrench in there. Oh, that's the fitting like this into the pump. That's leaking. Oh, bummer, bummer, bummer. Well, better to find out now than under pressure, right? So, it's not a big leak. Overnight it lost some though. Better deal with it today. So, we all know the next step, get the coolant out. And this really is the neatest way to do it. And get the bulk of the coolant out without making a big mess, especially since I had just used this for coolant, so it was already clean. It's not full of liquid or oil or anything. And, you know, just siphon it out. I had this feeling there would be something I would have to monkey with. I've just got to decide if I'm pulling all of this out to get the pump out, or if the pump can come out the bottom, which is actually a thing I was wondering. So maybe I can loosen one of the fittings up there and drop the pump out the bottom, because I do wonder about maintenance in the future, and you know, that might be a thing to know. I will have to unlock that zip tie. Luckily, the reason I like those colorful ones is they unlock pretty easy. In fact, you can probably see how easy it is to get at that. So I'll just keep siphoning that out. It sure makes it a lot less messy. We're going to see if we can drop it out. With the battery out and some frustration, you can get that coupler apart, which is good because that means all this stays where it is. And now I'm picking it up and I'm going to see if I can loosen one of the clamps on the hose. Yeah, ShopDog doesn't care. And slide that out. That would be good to know. Okay, I went ahead and threw a quick mark on there just to make it a little easier to me get it close. I won't tighten this clamp that I've already loosened until the top is all done. Okay, so I'm going through this Davies Craig stuff. This is the adapter they sent us in the kit, 16 AN to 1 inch MPT. And then I was looking at the pump, and you know, because remember, this is where it was leaking, and you know, they do send you two because they also have the one here, and it's hard to tell if this is actually MPT or if it's meant for an O-ring seal because of this lip here. So the way I decided to figure that out, because I got the other one out and it also only threaded so far down, was, well, MPT is tapered. So if we take that and go down there, you can see the taper. So they really are MPT. So that was the thing that was starting to drive me crazy, because I started to worry that this was actually supposed to be -6 O-ring or -16 O-ring. So, okay, well, guess I just need a whole lot more Teflon than I had last time. This time, we're not even monkeying around. We put some Blue Monster on there. This is what I would use for the house. That should solve our problem. I'll be right back. It's terrifying tightening this aluminum into this aluminum. Also, don't forget to put your ring back on, because you may knock it on the floor and then lose this much. It happens. So that is on there very, very snug. I feel nervous about tightening it anymore, but I also don't want to have to pull this back apart. So 6 one, half the other. I've got the pump slid in, obviously not tightened, and now I'm going to work on getting both my hands in here and doing that fitting. It's not real easy. Well, I'm not gonna lie and say it was fun, but look at all this clearance now. We clear everything. Look at that, just gobs and gobs of room. And the air can get around it too, and that's a good thing. So yeah, those kind of wrenches, they're not the best. Okay, so with any luck, that doesn't leak now. Let's fill her back up. All right, so we want a pretzel because we like them. And I'm gonna keep filling this back up. Don't worry, we'll put the funnel on at the top. And unfortunately, I think that's been contaminated, so we're not using that because I did not spray out that pan. So we'll mix up some more. We have some. And we'll give it another day and see if it leaks. I'm not saying we made a bit of a mess, but we may have made a little bit of a mess. I was pressurizing that and I wasn't paying attention and the hose went sweeping, so I think I've got it all cleaned up. But we've got her in here, we got her full. Now we just wait on that. Gravity will tell us the story. If there's a leak path, it will develop. One of these days I'm going to have to get one of those pressure testers with the little pumps like they use on South Main Auto. So anyway, you can see here that everything's clearing, everything looks nice. This is of course for the fan, and this is the wiring for the pump. My big next problem is, where on earth am I going to mount that controller? Got to think about that. I'd love to have something where you could get at it if you needed it, but it's put away once everything works. That would be ideal. I really should find the tripod. It's somewhere, but this will show you the concept that I'm thinking. This little bracket here can swing. So if we leave that much, say it could be swung down, so that's how much cable I need. And then if you swing it back up under the dash, it's not quite as noticeable. I'm hoping it's not super bright. We'll find out. But now I'm going to look and see if there's somewhere cool to hide that. Got a lot of work to do with this harness, and it probably doesn't reach hardly anything with where I want to go through the firewall. But I have what I think is the best compromise I could get. So from up here, you don't even see it. And then you can swing it down. It's angled ever so slightly towards the driver, but the passenger, who's probably me, could actually sit and get things configured. And then I've got to leave a loop here, like I showed, so that it can be tucked up out of the way. I've still got to mount an LED somewhere, you know, because that's part of it, to remind you. Thank God we've also got, you know, actual temp gauge, but you know, I really don't like drilling holes in cars. It really freaks me out. So I gotta decide where that LED is gonna go. Maybe I can make a little bracket or something. Not sure yet. Now the next thing I need to know is which wires need extending. So I went ahead and loomed the pump wire and broke apart the temp sensor because it has a connector for some reason. And I'm gonna actually start here, work my way around, and find out where the harness ends up. I would prefer to keep everything on the same side all the connectors are on now. I really do not want to drill a new hole over there. It just, I say it all the time, I hate drilling holes in cars. So we're using an existing hole, and it'll all feed to that grommet that you see there. That was already there. And to get to that hole, unfortunately, I had to pull the dash because it was behind it, and that's where all the vintage stuff is going. So we'll get that going. We've got that going through the wall now, and I've actually got the dash back in. So that's all back in. I want to think on that yet. I don't need that for the moment. As far as where we want to put that, it needs to be kind of hidden. I still got to do this ground, and then I'm probably going to do just some temporary hookups up under the dash. I don't know. We'll see. I'm super curious to see how bright this stinking thing is. Okay, I've still got to do the under dash stuff, or the under hood stuff, but see, it's here, and then when you're done, you just tuck it up, and it's not. Pretty happy with that. That tucked up real nice. Yeah, I'm going to take a break, go make some supper. As you can see, we've got that routed. I'm going to add one zippy here just to keep that from flopping, but that comes across and it'll get zipped to all of this. I've got a fan trigger here and power. That's all that's left on that system, and of course I got to do a fan relay and get all that in. I don't know that I have another one of these connectors. I'll take a look. If I don't, I may not actually use one. I may just splice a wire in. We'll see. It got a little later. Ollie went off to pee somewhere. We had dinner and come back out and see if anything's leaking. We're dying to know. I'll leave that open for him for a minute. Let it air out here anyway. It's going to get very, very cold tonight, so I need to remember to shut the water off. Okay. Well, we still have water. But the big thing is anything wet? Well, that's not wet. You happy? Next thing I gotta do is come up with a spot for a relay. I'd like to use an existing screw hole somewhere, so that's kind of gonna dictate things, and I'm probably just gonna change that to a Delphi connector. I don't have that other end. Oh, we're really getting there now. Even put a nice little fusible link in here, so just change that, change the ends from these little ones that they include. I don't have the other end for that, so just put 56 series on there. ShopDog's excited because we're getting close. We now have our fan relay, our fan connection, including, I decided to do a little throwback and put that little fusible link. So that's actually from the car, originally. I thought that was kind of a neat way of using it. This was in my way. I kept running into it and I spilled coolant, so hopefully I've got this cleaned off enough for me to be able to tell if it's leaking now because I spilled coolant. So I blew it off with the hose, so hopefully tomorrow when I come out here there isn't anything. Hopefully it's all in good condition. I can see how that might get cut. I'm going to move that real quick. And now it's the scary part. Just threw a battery in. Didn't hear anything clicking. Hopefully we have lights. So that's always good. Oh boy, that's a long way up for me. Let's pull this thing down where we can see it. Let's go to accessory. Hey, it turned on. So, okay. It just did something, and I don't know that I'm happy about it. I heard stuff moving, and let's remember, I don't have my funnel on here. Yep, bloody hell. We made another mess. Let me get the funnel on. Okay, now if it comes shooting straight out, it's not the end of the world. Okay. I'm assuming we're not full now, but that's okay. I want to see what happens now out here. So I just turned that on. I think it's trying to purge. Well, you can hear it. So it's definitely doing something. It's a lot quieter than I thought it would be. It does vibrate a little. Expected that. Yeah, I'm not feeling it up here yet. Okay, it's really slowing down, so yeah, it must be doing a little prime. So that's cool. I'm gonna add a little more coolant. Okay, I got a little more added in there, and it must be happy or something happened because it turned off. So let's see what it says. Oh boy, we're gonna have to do some settings, obviously, and figure out what all that means. I don't actually know. I haven't read the instructions yet. I don't know what that's doing. So, I guess that's the next thing I gotta do. Read some instructions, figure out how all this works, and how to set it up. Okay, kind of gone through that. There's only one button. There's really only one thing you can do, but there is an override condition. And yes, I spilled a little. That'll be fine. I don't worry about that. So, if I put this in ignition on, let this turn on, it's going to do a like a self-diagnostic purge thing when it first turns on. So if that's blinking, that means it's in like a flashy mode. And notice we're now in Fahrenheit. If that's spinning, that means the water pump's actually moving. But if I hold this down for 7 seconds, so I just turned on the pump and the fan. And the fan's turned on. I can feel it out here. Oh my. Yes. Yeah, that's a rather significant difference compared to what we had before. So, yeah, you can see even way out here. Oh my. Yeah, that's pretty significant. I'm very, very happy with that. So, all right, let's go turn the override off. So we've got the water pump running and the fan running in our override condition. That's pretty cool. Now, obviously, the battery's dropping a little bit. Yeah, and that's not too bright. So I can see how once we've got it set the way we want it, that just turning it up out of the way, that'll do. It does have that little red warning LED. For right now, I just threw it in the ashtray. You know, it's just sitting in here. I haven't decided what I want to do about that. I know it really should be somewhere we can see it in an emergency. You know, if something goes wrong and something isn't working, he's going to need to know. But not sure yet. I am super stoked right now. That fan worked. The pump seems to work. And yes, I know there's coolant down there. I spilled it. That was my own fault. When that turned on, it just kind of blew it everywhere. So, I'm going to do a little cleanup. Okay, the very last thing I want to do before curiosity kills this cat. Oh, and I'm definitely going to have to move that. That's fine. I can deal with that later. Because some of that's going to get tidied up. Is the only thing we never tested was the alternator. Wonder if I can get this to run for 2 seconds. Alternator works. I can see it, 14.8. That's all I care about. Yep, 14.1 on that. Okay, I forgot. This thing starts right quick. I always forget that. I did this carburetor pretty good. So ShopDog says, this has been a great day. We got a lot done. He's ready to go inside now. It's getting really cold out, and he doesn't want to deal with it. It's actually, I don't know if you can hear it, but the heat's been running in here pretty non-stop. You know, even that one's on now, which means it's 47 on the wall. So, you know, it's going to get cold tonight. We're going to clean up, shut down the water, and get the shop ready for 20 below. Anyway, ShopDog says, thanks for watching.